Hi, so today this is Emma Sidney, productivity and visibility coach, helping you to grow your business through change, innovation, and efficiency. And today I'm going to give you a little training basically. So it's a slightly different live to the ones I usually do. We're in my kitchen and I'm on my laptop. So we're doing something a little bit different today. Now, I know that you're likely to be a specialist in your field and you love what you're doing. That's often a massive motivation for going into business, for moving into coaching, online business, um, or whatever you're choosing to do, especially I think around coaching and online businesses. It's because you have a passion for your subject and you're great at it. Yet when we move into that, often out of the corporate world, we end up having to learn a lot. We have lots of different hats that we need to grow, develop, and understand. And then we get to a point, and by the way, this is the same in corporate world as well. They're specialists and then they're moving into management positions and quite often are specialists in their field and then struggle to actually step into that leadership position because they don't necessarily have the skills. But you, as a small business owner, quite often I've seen so many who actually want to learn all those skills, but that means that you're spending a lot of time doing the things that you don't necessarily love doing, or do, but are doing them at quite a scattergun approach. So there's not necessarily a flow and an organisation to what you're doing, which is a time suck. And often the consequence of this is that battle between business life and personal life and growing and developing personally. And again, a massive motivation for most of us, it was for me, to move out of employment world into self-employment world is to have more freedom and flexibility. So on that basis, I created the Changemaker framework, which is a framework designed to help you to create that ease and flow. It's to help you to step into that role as a business owner, to organize and grow your business in an efficient way, to be able to deal with the changes in the world, in your life, and to make powerful changes in your business in an ease and flow way instead of that scattergun approach. So it just creates that path and that flow for what you're doing. Now, this is a really structured framework, but it's designed so that you can use it in the best way for your business. Also designed to help you create such clarity in what you're doing, what your business is offering, how you're supporting your clients and your customers, and what that process looks like. And it's designed to help you know what bits you want to outsource and to do that in an efficient way. Because again, if you want to outsource things, there's a communication there in terms of telling somebody what you do and how you would like them to do it for you, and to understand what bits of your business you actually really do want to and need to outsource. So that's what the Changemaker framework is designed to do. For today's training, I'm just going to take you through the different elements of the Changemaker framework. Oh, and it's also designed to bring together your personal life, what you need to do day to day, what's going on there, how you want to grow and develop in that as well. We have dreams, and the dreams aren't all about what our business is. And quite often, we again are looking at what we want to do personally, and we're looking at what we want to do business wise, not necessarily together. And when you bring the two together, it's much more efficient. They can work much better together and feed each other. And then you start to think about your husband or your wife or your partner or your children. So it becomes a whole piece, and that's what the Changemaker framework will help you to do. So today's training, I'm just going to go through different, I call them pebbles, because I love the sea. So I'm using the sea to communicate this to you. So I have these 7 pebbles, which are in no particular order, although I'm going to go through them in a certain order because we need that. But basically, they're designed as a cycle, as a flow, which needs to be continuously done, followed. And that framework, as I say, is there to provide you with that structure for your business, for your life, for your business planning, your business development, your outsourcing, your life planning, your life dreams, your life development, and all of that. So I'm going to start with the review pebble. I have got some water. And the review pebble is, in some respects, it's the end and the beginning. The idea of the review pebble is for you to spend some time taking a step out of your business and looking at what you are doing now. Where are you spending your time? What are you doing? What's your customer journey look like? What's your strategy, your vision for your business? It's not the creation of those things, of those processes, those flows, those what your programs look like and all of that. It's looking at what you have now and developing those and identifying where your heart doesn't sing, you want to outsource, you aren't being efficient, you're not getting value for money in what you're spending on your business. And often, I think, small businesses, we can have quite low outturn. That turns the wrong word. I did some accounting stuff, so in my past I did some training in it, but I've never really always got the terms correct. But when you have low expenditure, you don't necessarily, it can be a case of, maybe, I'm not that, I know that I don't spend a lot. I don't have rates. I don't have all of these things that a physical business have. However, it's entirely possible you could be spending money on insurance you don't need or that isn't going to work for you. You could be spending, you might not have insurance, and actually insurance could be certain insurances might be really important, like life insurance, or if you are not able to work, that kind of insurance. So this is the process. I'm not going to go into detail, but that is what the review pebble is all about. And the review pebble is very much a starting point for where you're at now, so that you can identify areas for business growth and evolution and development. But also it is part of the flow of the framework in terms of keeping on doing that on a regular basis. Not every month, but it's there to provide you with that little nudge to say to do it. So the next pebble I'm going to talk about is the vision pebble. Now, having a purpose, having a clear why for doing what you're doing in your business and in your life. So what do you want out of your life? What are your personal values, and how does that feed into your business vision and your business value? Who you're helping? Why are you helping them? And by having that clear picture that's interlinked with your business and your life, it means that, number one, you can make sure you're on the same page with what you're doing in both areas of your life. Number two, it has that added benefit of something that you can put out to your clients, to your customers, to say, this is what I'm about, this is what I want to create, this is the purpose of this business. And people like a good why. They want to know what's in it for them. They want to know why you're doing what you're doing. We as human beings are driven by why. And what's quite interesting is when I have worked in the corporate world, I have often come back to why. So an organisation will put a process in place, and I'll go out and I'll look at that process, and then I'll go out and I'll speak to 20 or 30 people and I'll say, what do you understand about that process? What are you doing? Show me how you're going about delivering that process. And quite often they'll say, I don't quite understand this. I've got so much to do. It's another one of those priorities that I just don't see the point of. And that's because it's not being communicated in such a way that they understand the importance of it. It can also be that it's so cluttered and so busy, and so there's just too many things going on. So that's why it's important to have that clear vision and that clear driver for all the other elements of your business and your life, so that you can help people to see what's going on, and then you can connect your services and your products to that purpose, to that vision, to what you want your business to do, and it feeds into your business strategy as well. So the next pebble is what I call the planning pebble. So the planning pebble is all about decluttering your time. How are you spending your time? How are you spending your money? What's really, really important to you? What are your skills that you really want to use in your life and in your business, in your work? What are you really great at? It's looking at all those different elements. It is looking at what, it's connecting your vision to an actual tangible plan for your business and for your life. So it's considering interdependencies, or what I call conflicts. So if you want to go and run a marathon, and you want to grow your business, and you want to go on 20 holidays, how can you realistically achieve that? So that helps you to look at all the different conflicts that are going on in your life. So that's the planning pebble. It's taking that time to look at what you want to achieve, and it's not the how you want to achieve it, it is the what. So actually we've just done the why, which is the vision, the what, which is the planning, and none of this is new. You've probably read books on visioning, you probably, goal setting, which is the next one, and none of this is new. But what the key is for this is to bring it all together. So instead of doing things all over the place, you're actually doing things in flow and on a very clear path. So the next pebble is the action pebble. Now this is very much, I've designed this, and because I like this framework, on the principle of the 12 week, I'm liking thumbs up, I'm getting thumbs up, on the 12-week 12-week year, I think the book is. So the idea of the action pebble is to set your goals, and those goals, most of the time people say, oh, set 5-year goals, 10-year goals, or whatever. Now I don't necessarily think that we should be that restrictive. I want, we look at the vision pebble for what we want, and there will be some big kick-ass dreams within that vision pebble for where you want your life to be, the way you want your business to be. There will be some big things, and you can look at it and think, oh, that might take 10 years, but you don't know. But there will be elements in that you can take, and you can go, you know what, I know that I can be there in 12 months or 2 years. And then that connects in with the planning in terms of, okay, yes, that the planning connects into the vision. So, we're then looking at, okay, so I'm going to set this 12 months, this is 2 years, this I can do in 6 weeks, this I can do, and we start with that. So it's that goal setting, and it's using quite a lot of the principles of goal setting as well, which I've slightly tweaked. And but it is that sort of principle of setting a goal. So you set those goals, and then you have milestones, and those milestones are every 12 weeks. So they're quite high level again. And then from there, every 12 weeks, you set actions that are clearly linked to your goals. So this is my needing to drink, because I don't usually do lives that are this long. So that's the idea of the action pebble. Like I say, most people would sit goal setting with the planning, but the planning is, again, connecting to the vision, but it is the sort of the sitting back and going, well, what do I want to achieve? The action is the doing, and is the, okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing over the next 12 weeks. And then doing it is within the reflection pebble. And the reflection pebble is literally doing either weekly, daily, 12 weekly. It's actually doing the doing of the process. So it is learning lessons instead of failing every week. It is going, okay, so what's my intention for the next week, and how does that connect in with my actions that I have already set? It's the at 12 weeks sitting down and going, this is my actions for the next 12 weeks. It's the at 12 months going, okay, so where am I at? What's my vision? Where am I at with what I'm doing? And ties into the review pebble of, okay, so what do I need to do differently? What do I need to change to grow? So like I say, it is an ongoing process, but the reflection pebble is a really key process in all of this, because it's the thing that keeps you going. It's the implementation, it's the momentum. So again, I've sort of separated out some of the traditional approaches to this to make it clearer what you are going to be doing. Now, I said there were 7 pebbles, and there are, because at the centre of my Changemaker framework is self-care and mindset, because we can't do this if we are not in a healthy space ourselves personally. And a lot of this stuff is going to challenge our thought process. Since I started to do all of this, it's been the biggest personal development journey ever, because I have come up against so much resistance. I've had to get over myself. This has grown and evolved a lot over the last 6 months. And a lot of that has been because I had certain blocks, because my mindset wasn't in the right space to actually be saying, you know what, this is what I'm going to help people with. After spending 14 years auditing, it was like, well, how can I use that? What do I love from that I can actually help people with? And this has been a massive game changer for me to work on my mindset. So that's why it's at the center of the framework, because it's back to the fact that we cannot divorce personal growth and personal development from business growth and business development. We can, but it's less efficient, it's less effective. It doesn't help us think, it doesn't help us create, it doesn't help us have the space to be the best person we can be. It doesn't help if we're running around ragged and getting exhausted and not doing fun things. It doesn't help if we're feeling guilty because we're working on our business and not with our family, or vice versa. And I have that as well. So that's why, you know, this framework brings into focus the self-care and mindset at the center. So all the time we are making sure that as we're going through that flow, we are considering ourselves, because we are the center. And that can also be implied in terms of staff and company well-being as well, because again, so often I've looked at and I've reviewed well-being programs, and they're a tick in the box, they're an added extra. They're not part of daily life, they're not part of being, you know, integrated into a company, because they'll have a well-being program over here, and then over here people are working 12-hour days, are generally angry, they're not clearly communicated to, and that's on a big corporate scale. But you can see what I mean. When you translate that into your life, into your business, then it is about how you can make well-being more integrated instead of making the mistakes that most corporations do. So that is today's training in terms of how the Changemaker framework can help you create that focus and efficiency in your business and in your life for moving forward, for growing, for having the space to be really clear about what you want, what you're about, what your values are. And that's all built into the framework so that you can use that to be more efficient and more effective with your time, with your business development, with what you're doing. So if you want to find out more information, you can go to www.emmasydney.co.uk. And I do hope that this training has been helpful, and I will speak to you soon. I will if I can turn this off.